Hey, welcome back to my table. My name is Daniel, and I'm just a guy who's identified how loved and adored I am by God. It's my passion and my purpose in life to help everyone I meet understand their place and their value in the heart of God. We're on day number 9 of our 90-day journey of God's expressed desire for our heart. We're in Song of Solomon chapter 1, verse number 12 and 13. And this is going to take a shift. You're going to start to see quite a few shifts happen throughout Song of Solomon, and this shift is going to take place in this relationship because you're going to see a greater level of expanse. So she is at dinner with the king, and she is making a statement about him, and she's making a statement about her own desires for him. And any desire expressed always brings a repercussion, and you're going to see some things but happen in the next couple of videos on throughout the story that you're going to start to see some levels jump up and down with the physical activity, and that's where we call into play and reminder the lyrics, the melody, and the message of this book. Because up till now we've seen some lyrics. The king and the shepherd girl together. You've seen that dialogue back and forth, and you have the melody, which is the sexual content, and that's going to be on its way here shortly. And so during either time where lyrics are strong or the melody is strong, ask God to help you see the message, because that's when the message is the most pronounced, the most beautiful. So day number 9, our title of our lesson today is Personal Space Redefined. And we're Song of Solomon chapter 1, 12, and 13. And so it says here, while the king sitteth at his table, my spikenard sendeth forth the smell thereof. A bundle of myrrh is my well-beloved unto me. He shall lie all night betwixt my breasts. Oh, we said the word breast. Sorry. So when you look at this story, that's what that's what I would have looked at as a teenager, or that's what we look at sometimes. We look at those words that are trigger words, like, this book is too much, but there's so much beauty here. What she's talking about, she's sitting next to the king, and you didn't just at a table. It was a very low table. It wasn't chairs like you and I would sit at this table. It would be more like a lower couch in a reclining position, and the people that were invited, you had people that would sit at the table at a dinner, and you had people that would stand behind the table, and they were like they would be the people that are posting things on social media. They would be the people that stand by and just document everything. And then you have people that would stand out or sit out at their tables far away from you. And your closeness and your proximity, just like it was like real estate value. The prime ministers, the people who were very important, would sit closer to the king in their table, but only the king's personal people, the personal guests of the king, sat with him. Many times the king would eat alone, even in a room full of 100 people. He would be sitting by himself because you just didn't go and sit with the king and have coffee with the guy. It was by invitation only, and here she was with him, and she made mention of how close she was in physical proximity. And then she makes mention of this leather pouch that she has full of spikenard. It would give off a perfume. It was a leather satchel that a bride would hang, and it would be almost like a necklace maybe, but it would hang down here underneath the border of the neckline of her garment, right here between her breasts. That little bag of perfume would sit. It would send spikenard up, and what she was saying is, I want him to be close. I want to be close enough to smell him, but I want him to be close enough to smell that bag of perfume. I want him to be that close physically. And she said, I want him to be that bag for me all night long. I want him to lay here. I want him to be that physically close to me all night long. I want to feel his body next to me in the bed. And they were sitting there to eat, and she wanted to be close, and she wanted to be close enough to smell him. And the message here that stands out to me is so awesome. It's the message that you are close to God. You're close. It was not his behavior that brought me close to him. It was not my behavior, rather, that brought me close to him. It was his behavior that brought me close to him. His behavior is what determined where I was able to sit at the table. His behavior determined how close I was to stand next to him and stand with him. It was God's behavior. And you don't avoid sin to stay close to God. You avoid sin because you are close to God. You don't avoid sin to stay close to God. You avoid sin because you are close to God. And let me just tell you that your life will change the day you Choose to accept and operate from the fact that you are close to God. He made you close. You know, when you worry about if I do this or should I do this, and is this movie okay to watch? Is this movie not okay to watch? This one has so many curse words. This has so many more curse words. This has one curse word but a scene. This one has no scenes but a curse word. And which one is right? Which song is right? Which artist is right? Which one should I listen to? Which would make me holy? Which makes me unholy? Understand this, that your holiness was not determined by the movies you watch, the music you listen to. Your holiness was determined by the cross of Christ. Your holiness was determined by Calvary. He said that he gave you his righteousness, to where he exchanged his righteous robe and put that on your shoulders and said, this is now you. And your holiness is not determined by you or what you do. Your holiness is determined entirely by him and what he has done. It's because of his holiness that his spirit dwells within you, and his spirit says, you know what, that's not the movie you should watch. I don't need somebody to tell me what I should or shouldn't watch. I have the Holy Spirit. And the Holy Spirit may say, Daniel, that's not okay for you. I don't want you to watch that. The Holy Spirit may say, Daniel, that's not okay for you to listen to. Pick something else. That does not feed your spirit. That does not help you. It does not enrich you. That does not make you grow in your understanding and your love for me. And so you don't need that. And he may tell you that. And he may tell someone else it's okay for them. But the truth is, I'm not going off of what's okay for anyone else. I'm not going off of anything. What my point is that it's God that makes us close, and it is God that keeps us close. He didn't say, I made you new at the cross, and now you have salvation, and now it's up to you to keep yourself clean. He says, I've made you clean. You are clean. You're mine, and you're holy, and you cannot do anything to keep yourself holy. I do that for you. You simply rest in me, rest in the finished work of the Calvary, and rest in the fact that I have made you close. How does it make you feel? Here's my question for the video. How does it make you feel to know that you are close to God and nothing can change that? How does it make you feel to know that you're close to God and there's nothing you can do that will ever change that? That is awesome. Awesome. I love this picture that's painted here. I love the scene of them at the table. There's been many times where I have been at the table with God and I have felt myself pushing myself away from the table as to why I shouldn't be there. But passages like this remind me of the fact that my distance with the King was provided for me from God himself, and there is nothing I can do. And if I ever feel distant away from God, it is because I have focused on what I have done to me instead of focusing on what he has done for me. But it's always that reminder, this is who he is and this is what he's done, that has drawn me back to the table. It's drawn me back. That's what I put on the loop of my mind, is what he has done for me, and it draws my spirit back to him, where it's just he and I at the table and we're having a cup of coffee and we're just saying, man, thanks. Thanks for being who you are. Thanks for doing what you've done for me. Thanks for giving me life. Thanks for making me a new creature. Thanks for making me spotless and blameless. Thank you for giving me your righteousness because I couldn't have earned it on my own. Thank you for making relationship possible. Thanks for this. Thanks for this. That's awesome. Next time we meet up, we're going to talk about the King has finished his dinner and he's decided to take her on a stroll, and what he takes to show her, where he takes her to show her, is absolutely mind-blowing. I cannot wait for the next video. Thanks for being with me today. Hope you have a fantastic day today.